welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast again. Episode 181. Black Cow. Again. In this week's episode, we're doing it again. JfG Ash plays Destiny 2. Feel free to skip it again. JfG Alex has news on Toad again. There's loads out this week again. And finally, we love us some Black Cow again.
Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 181. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there?
As always, buddy, feeling good on a Wednesday. Again.
Oh, salad days. Definitely the very first instance ever in our 180 illustrious episodes, buddies.
Yeah.
We recorded the entire show, which I'll have you know was 1 hour and 46 minutes long.
Yeah.
Only to learn that Audacity on Ash's computer was only recording successfully for 8 seconds before ignoring the world and the space-time continuum for a portion of time, and then kicking back in, buddy, for another 8 seconds. Those important 8 seconds there.
Got to get those 8 seconds in.
So you join us now on a Wednesday, having already done the entire podcast, which was a bit longer than normal. It's 11:01. It's just ticked over.
I love it. Love it. Yeah.
I've had a whole bottle of wine.
You have.
Let's start proceedings with what we're drinking, buddy, because I'm on the neat edition of the famous Grouse whiskey.
Here we go. Yeah.
Just having it. I haven't got any ice either.
Fuck it. At this time in the mix, who cares?
My lover and I start to crave spiced meats.
It's a known thing.
What are you drinking, B?
I'm on the limits. I'm on the drags of my Oakamale Citra. There's not much left, which is a shame.
That can happen, though, can't it?
Yeah, I'm going to be quite parched, I feel, over the next God knows how many minutes of doing this. But anyway, let's get this shit done. We've done it once before. We've done our pre-show rehearsal.
As a test run, buddy, this is probably going to be the greatest episode we've ever recorded.
I doubt that. Because I am fucking knackered.
Whatever, mate. What have you been up to this week?
I got a new mattress. It's comfier.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know this. It's comfier than my previous mattress. It feels smaller. You know all of this.
Well, if we did that for the whole show, it could become problematic.
I know, this feels so dumb. I love it.
I'm going to chuck in questions that I asked last time that you answered, and I'm going to pretend I don't know the answers to them.
Oh my god. So, wow.
Because I'm a fucking professional, buddy, so here we go.
I'm not.
How is that new mattress, buddy? Will you get into the stage where you could feel the springs on the old one? How are the springs on this one?
Well, actually, this one is a memory foam mattress. So
is it?
It is.
Oh
my god. Oh, who'd have thought? Oh,
saints preserve us. Unbelievable. Well, that's I mean, I was sceptical of the old. See, I'm going off piece now, buddy. I've got new things to say.
Fucking go on.
I was sceptical about the old memory foam maybe sort of 10, 15 years ago, but to this point, technology's kind of caught up with the memory foam.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure we made a joke about Lisa here.
It's not a Lisa mattress,
no,
is it, buddy?
It's not a Lisa mattress.
It's not Lisa, well, you know.
It's an M&S mattress. I got it on sale, 50% off, buddy.
You got a big old discount on that.
Not only that, I got another 20% off because the wife's mum, she works at M&S, so we got even more off. So
fucking bargain.
Yeah, mate, nailed it.
Well, I mean that's something that we now know. What else have you been up to?
My son had football games on Saturday and Sunday, so I did pretty much fuck all over the weekend, mate.
Something I didn't know. Please continue.
Yeah. I don't think I had anything else to say about that subject. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I've got the notes there. I could just read them. And I've played loads of Destiny 2, obviously, because that's what I do. Yeah.
It's kind of your thing, in
It's kind of my bag, baby. That's my week, buddy. What have you been doing that I don't know about?
Let me tell you, buddy. Let me tell you things you don't know. No, I'm at a loss if you don't know about.
Well, I know everything.
I was pretty thorough the first time round. What have I been up to? On Thursday this week, buddy, I went on a big old pub crawl. The Pantiles Jazz is kind of drawing to a close for the year. So
what?
There's only a couple left. I know you had no way of knowing when it would end, but it's got to the stage now. The nights are drawing in. It's getting a bit cold and damp out there, and you don't necessarily want to be standing out on those Pantiles, whatever they might be. So we're kind of favouring the indoors of the pubs, the nice big sofas, pubs. Buddy. Yeah, that's what we want. So had a bit of a pub crawl. Went up to the infamous St John's Yard up by a friend of the podcast, Paul's house, for one of their burgers. The best burger in town, buddy. Used to be Marlowe's.
It used to be Marlowe's, that didn't it? Yeah,
used to be Marlowe's, and I think that dude who was in charge of that place, he fucked off on some other venture. He started some coffee venture up in London, and he left the peons in charge, buddy, and the place kind of went to shit. Lots of bad reviews.
Totally fucked it. Yeah.
There's rumours he's coming back in and he's going to put it straight, but as a customer, I'm disgusted by the downturn in the fortunes of Marlowe's. So,
you know what we should have done? We should have swapped it around so you said what I said and I said what you said.
You're well versed in what I did.
I've been to the Pantiles for the Jazz, yeah.
Inexplicably this week, Ash has spent all his time in Tunbridge Wells, which is weird because I've been in Leeds, Nottingham.
Well, switching roles. It's like those films where you wish and, you switch roles.
It's Freaky Friday, but in terms of like a podcast introduction.
I saw a really shit version of that where they pissed in a fountain and they swapped places. I think Ryan Reynolds was in it.
Sounds like an Adam Sandler film, but
yeah,
absolutely.
Well, where's that guy now?
I've been watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, by the way.
I love that.
Fucking cool. And Adam Sandler was in the episode the other day.
Oh, was he?
Quite funny. Yeah. The guy who, Paul Blart Mall Cop, what's his name?
Paul Blart.
Kevin something.
Spacey?
Definitely not.
Phillips. Who's Kevin Phillips? He's a footballer.
Kevin Phillips is a former Sunderland striker. And Kevin James. It's fucking so funny, 9-9. Like, Adam Sandler's in this auction and he's like, I'm actually doing a really serious movie. And Sandberg's like, oh yeah, which fucking part is Kevin James playing? He's like, none. Actually, he's in it as this kind of weird guy. He's like, yeah, there you go. So yeah, I've been doing loads of cooking, buddy. I've been making lots of like homemade stuff. Did some pizzas this week and some new meatball dish, like a meatball bake with feta cheese. It's pretty special. And this evening I made some focaccia bread. Having never made bread before, buddy, I made some bread. So
you're obviously a seasoned veteran now.
I have to say, if you've never made bread before, you assume you can't make bread. And even though I follow the recipe exactly, and, I tend to be fairly sensible in the kitchen, things usually come out the way I expect. Because I'd never made bread before, I was kind of like, there's no way this is going to be bread. As I was kneading it, and then I left it under a radiator for an hour.
Yeah, dry it out.
And then rolled it out on the tray and put the dimples in it, the focaccia dimples, put the rosemary on, the cracked salt, and so on. And even then, putting it in the oven, I was like, this isn't going to come out as bread.
This isn't bread.
I'm not capable of this, but it turns out.
So you literally put the bread in the oven?
I put the bread in the oven, Rafa Benitez style. It was beautiful.
Classic.
So yeah, lots of cooking, buddy. I had the family down at the weekend because my sister was wedding dress shopping, which I didn't go on. I just watched the football. Obviously, but the missus went along because they fucking love dresses, women, as far as I can tell.
I don't understand it.
I don't
Why?
get it.
It's not like, I need to go out and look for a t-shirt.
No, exactly.
I just
fucking shop for that online.
Yeah, I'm
what
like,
size is it?
That's game related. I'll buy that.
There you go. What size is it? My size. There you go.
Winner.
Done.
Do you deliver? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
fucking prime, please.
Job done.
So that, watched the Grand Prix with friend of the podcast, Paul. Got some KFC.
Nice.
Followed by some trivia at the pub, buddy. Went down to the George. It's a good pub in town. They've got Gamma Ray on tap. You can't argue with that.
Can't go wrong.
And answer some food and drink trivia, buddy, on the ultimate trivia food and drinks quiz, which they had as part of their board game collection.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that I cooked a ramen tonight. I did that in the previous podcast that we recorded 2 hours ago. And I burnt my tongue on that, but luckily 2 hours later my tongue's all right now.
That's good news. It turns out that it was just a sort of superficial injury, buddy, and you maybe got rid of that injury during the previous recording of this podcast. So
I don't feel like that's going to aid me.
Swings and roundabouts, buddy.
I feel like sleepiness is going to kick in.
We lost almost 2 hours of recording, but your tongue is much better. So
it is. It's true.
Swings and
I'm
roundabouts.
happy about that. Have we've done what we're drinking, haven't we? What's left to do?
Absolutely.
I don't know. Oh, I'm going to see you at the weekend. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we're going down to the funk parties, throwing some sort of bash, and we're heading down. It's going to be pretty cheeky. I'm staying in a hotel where, despite me regularly ringing them and reminding them that I'm not coming alone, they keep sending me confirmation emails saying that I've booked a double bedroom for one. I'm hoping that's not going to cause any issues when I arrive.
He described I asked him about the shindig on Saturday, and he described it as, imagine a kid's birthday party, but pissed. And I was like, sweet, bouncy castles past the parcels and shit. Yeah, he was like, I wish. I think there's a pinata as well. Pinata there, though. I said,
nice.
And then I was like, what, full of drugs? He comes back with dildos. I'm like, so...
For the dildos.
Watch
dildo
out,
pinata.
Watch out for that dildo pinata at the weekend, buddy.
I'll be providing the sound there, buddy. I've got my giant sound bar that I'm going to be bringing down.
Bring that down. Crank that shit.
It's worth about $1,000 new, and I think it'll do the job in someone's house.
It's gonna be fine.
Going to blow the roof off that thing. He's got F&80's winner all queued up.
That's all you need for a whole evening.
It's going to be a piss up. I'm going to like it.
Oh, right. That's that done. Again.
Yeah, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, I suppose we should go and talk about what we've been playing. So here's where this might work in my favour, buddy. Do you want to get the ball rolling here, buddy? What have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing Destiny 2, and I'm going to keep this pretty short. Destiny 2 had a whole day of whole evening of competitive play. Played 3 games of Gambit, won all them straight off the bounce. Played 4 games of competitive, 5 or 6, maybe even that, I can't remember. And won all of them. It was ace. We haven't really done competitive playlists before, and we found it really good. Our first game we went into, we got what it is first to 6. Then you said 6, that's a weird number. I'm like, yeah, that is a weird number.
I suppose it's not weird when it's first to. If it was best of, it'd be really weird. But if it's first to a number, then it can be any number.
I don't think you can have best of 6, can you?
You can't have best of 6, no. It would be especially weird if it was best of 6, because that's a draw.
That's a draw. And then there's sudden death, obviously, after that. Yeah. But yeah, we went 4 down, and we were like, wow, competitive play is well shit. And then we came back to 4-4, and we were like, sweet, we only need 1 more to win. They won it, and we were like, oh shit, we lost. And then it was like, game's not over yet. We were like, that's weird. It's obviously to 6 then. So yeah, then we won the next 2 rounds and carried on playing and had a really good time. So looking forward to doing some more competitive playlist. And one of the big things I like about it is a while ago, like 6 months ago, Destiny changed the PvP from 4-on-4 to 6-on-6, and obviously these maps were designed for 4-on-4, and I feel like normal Crucible is way too overcrowded for 12 people on that map. Like, I'll go on a bit of a spree, and then everyone just gets all over the place, and I'll end up getting shot from the back and the front at the same time. I'm like, I don't fucking know where I am. So yeah, I think the competitive playlist is going to suit me a bit better now, which is kind of cool. And it also leads us into Trials, which is like the uber competitive PvP in Destiny, which has been taken off for Season 4, but hopefully we'll be back in Season 5. And yeah, I'm thinking about having a crack at that when it kicks in, which is cool. Other news on that, the raid came out, the new raid lair. Not raid lair, it's just a big fucking raid. It is a big fucking raid because World's First took place on Friday. The first team, Team Redeem, I think they've got like 4 or 5 of the first World Firsts out of all the raids. I don't know how many there are, like, I'm going to say 9. I don't care. Making it up as I go along right now. And it took them 18 hours and 45 minutes or around about that, which is a fucking long time. That's like non-stop, no breaks, kind of just cracking on. Which is cool because, you know, like you've got to work out all like the dynamics and like the puzzles and shit like that. I mean, I'd love to give it a go going in there blind. It would probably take me about 3 weeks to get through because I've got no fucking clue what goes on. But luckily all these people make lovely YouTube videos for me to watch and be like, oh, sweet. That's how I get through that in about 4 hours. I'll give that a go. And yeah, there was a nice little emblem for people that got through it within the first 24 hours, which was pretty slim to none. And Datto, he's a big fucking community man. He does loads of streams and he's got a big voice in the Destiny community. And unfortunately, they came through in 24 hours and like 3 minutes. So they were pretty pissed off with that. I mean, it's only an emblem at the end of the day, but, you know, get better. Really, get good.
Sort it out. Put some more effort in.
Exactly. You know, fucking...
Try harder.
Try harder, indeed. With the raid being completed, that also unlocked new missions, a new strike, and a new Gambit map. So that's pretty fucking cool. And also, like, the final area, the Dreaming City, that's also taken under some change, where there's more Taken and shit, and it looks a bit weird. Which is cool. This is all kind of stuff that they pre-announced before it came out, that the Dreaming City would be adapting and changing as time went on. And yeah, it seems to be doing it, and it's pretty cool. There's a fucking hell of a lot going on in this game now compared to base Destiny 2. There's 1,000,001 ways to like level up and stuff like that. I'm really enjoying it. And I just love, like, obviously... I mean, it's a shooting game, so diversity is slim, but the diversity in that game is massive in a way. Like, they've added back in like the heroic story missions, so I can go through the old missions now. I can do like the Nightfall Strike, but instead of it just being a specific Nightfall Strike, I have the choice of 3 of them. So if I don't like 2 of them, I can do the one I do like. So they're just making it a lot easier for people to, you know, do the stuff they enjoy and get rewarded for it as well. So that's your Destiny 2 update for this week, guys.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a really, really fucking good game. It plays really well. So
nice, buddy.
That's pretty much what I've been playing, apart from a couple of games with you, buddy. Do you want to rack off your list of games and have a chat about them, buddy?
Gibbons, buddy, I'll completely ignore the fact that you're breaking up quite a lot.
Yeah, that seems to be happening on your end as well, which is, I don't know why, but fuck it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to run a speed test while I start talking here, just to make sure that BT aren't trying to fuck me over at all.
I mean, it is 20 past 11. It's probly the best time to cap your bandwidth, I would say.
Yeah, you don't want to throttle me now, bitches.
You just take it down. It's like these guys have been podcasting for at least 2.5 hours now. They need something to piss them off a little bit more.
And I was being completely throttled there. I was getting 8 meg, but
there you go.
Upon doing a speed test, it's gone up to 55, and off we trot.
Winner.
So, what have I been playing? It's funny, isn't it? How that's suspicious, isn't it? You do a speed test, and suddenly it's working again.
What? That's working again.
Weird. This week I've been playing a selection of different things. There's one thing I haven't played that I will mention, and then we've got demos and so on as well.
How does that work? Okay.
Starting off with Transference VR demo, buddy. This is Transference, the Elijah Wood joint that was announced at quite a while ago, actually, but they had a big presentation in the Ubi conference at E3.
Indeed, they did. It was weird as fuck.
It was weird. It's really hard to work out exactly what was going on, but this appears to be some sort of... It looked originally like it was some sort of body swapping type game, but actually, in essence, it seems to be a... going into people's memories game. So you're presented at the start with this live action video of this dude who's allegedly a scientist. The video's from like 2003, and it says that they've come up with some way to put you virtually into the memories of people who are suffering from illnesses and diseases and that sort of thing. it doesn't really explain why you'd want to do that. I presume it's some sort of like for medicinal purposes or something. But either way, the mission that you get, or I don't know if you'd call it a mission, not sure what it is, but it's like a case, I suppose. You got this dude. It looks like he's maybe a murderer or something, and you go into his memories, and there's different sort of mechanics in here. It's a first-person walkabout game. First thing I'll say, no problems, personally speaking, with motion sickness at all. And I put the smoothing on, the smooth turning on, which is normally the catalyst for Chandatown, but there was no real danger of that at all. I felt fine. Controls pretty intuitive. Game runs really, really nicely, and looks real good for like probably the nicest looking first person game I've played since Resi, I would say. And yeah, so you're in this guy's memories, but you can kind of switch what year the memory is in. So you're in this house. It's got jump scares, it's got horror elements, but for example, at the start, you're in 2003 and you go down into the basement. The dude's down there like torturing someone and he spins around and just gats you with a shotgun.
Nice.
When it kind of reloads, you realise there's a key upstairs next to the open door in 2003. So you can take that, and then if you press the light switch in the kitchen, it moves you back to 1993, but you retain the key in a sort of Life is Strange fashion. And you can open the door and go down into the basement and investigate. Keep bumping into him when he was a little kid. It's quite creepy, but I think you kind of design is to piece the memory back together. For example, downstairs in the basement, I found a picture of him as a child that had been removed from the wall in 2003. So we go back upstairs, switch back to the future, and put the painting back up, the picture back up, and then that kind of leads. The next time there's a set piece, him as an adult, the weird murderer, is like looking at the picture and kind of reflecting on his life. So it's creepy, it's quite clever. There's a lot of sort of weird intentional jitteriness as like a whole room kind of appears above you on the ceiling, but kind of flickering in and out in a kind of sort of dream state computery kind of thing. It's got sort of little sort of animus kind of jabs towards it, which is funny because it's a Ubisoft game, so it's got a little bit of that, and I wouldn't be that surprised if there was some sort of crossover there, because I know Ubisoft love to have their games in the same fucking like game world.
Yeah, they're like oh fuck, I've lost my train of thought
like
now.
Watch Dogs and Creed are allegedly
that's what I was
the
thinking.
Yeah, so there might be something there, but either way, it's mega promising, this game. It's really fun. Pretty immersive. The VR works excellent, and the story seems compelling. The voice acting's good. The puzzles are good, like they're satisfying without being too hard. I'm kind of really interested in this now, and it's not that often you get a AAA proper, genuine experience coming along for PSVR. It's been slim pickings, lots of little indie games and 1 hour experiences, but nothing substantial. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember how I said it earlier. It was something about how these like AAA games or for VR, do you think that this could be a good way of doing it? Say like, you know, you mentioned about it being like a chapter based adventure.
Episodic.
Yeah, episodic in a way. So you have like a 2 hour stint doing this chapter. Oh sweet, I've done that one, put it down, come back next week, do the next 2 hours or whatever it is.
I think so, because from my experience, you don't want to be in VR too long. I think that's one of the problems with Skyrim VR, is that I think the longest I've ever spent in the headset's about 2.5, 3 hours.
I made a cracking joke about spending only 10 minutes in VR whilst knocking one out as well.
It was beautiful, yeah.
It was a great
just
joke.
Get in and get out.
You had to be there.
You had to be there. No, it's true. It tends to be short stints in VR. You don't necessarily want to be in there for too long, which is really detrimental to a game like Skyrim. It's really kind of a gateway of entry that possibly makes it a little bit of a problem. But yeah, I think episodic in this kind of, especially when you've got these individual cases, I think it could work very, very well. So Yeah, we'll see. I mean, even if they just separate the game up into episodic stints so that it's manageable
it's
chunks.
It's not just one big, long story.
Yeah.
It's like, right, that one's done. Cool. And then, all right, okay, I can take a break now and come back to it.
Yeah, you just want mechanics that aren't going to ruin your immersion by not playing it for a couple of days. That's kind of what you want. So yeah, with the headset still on the go, I jumped into GT Sport because I hadn't played that for a little while in VR. It's got all those time trial modes now, so I was throwing it around the Nordschleife, and then I took the headset off and went into the competitive online mode because it's probably got one of the best, certainly the best on console racing. I mean, you go into anything else like Drive Club, Forza, F1, Project Cars, all completely unplayable online because you just get bumped and shunted. Exactly. GT Sport's got an incredibly stringent penalty system, which works 90% of the time. Can be incredibly annoying when it doesn't work properly, but at least they're trying. So firstly, you've got your level anyway, and as you rise through the ranks up towards A class, in terms of your etiquette, it will stop pairing you with people who aren't that level, and people who are diehard fans of the game are obviously all at that level anyway. So essentially, if you play, 20 races, not hitting a soul, even if you lose them all, as long as you're reasonable and sensible and kind, you will rise through the ranks and you will get to the stage where you're no longer paired with people like that. The penalty system's really clever because it adds the penalty to you and tells you what your penalty is above your car, and then you can scrub that penalty off during the race. So, for example, if you're going down a big long straight at Spa, you could maybe lift for 3 seconds and that would scrub off your penalty. There's no coming into the pits or whatever. But it's also got a really cool tactical system with the tyres. They make a big difference and you can change between hard and soft, which is rare for a game that isn't Formula 1. There's also refueling, so any race over sort of 10 laps or so, if you start the race off and you haven't got enough fuel to get to the end, that's kind of made on purpose to add sort of tactics to it. But you can also fuel save throughout the race, so maybe you won't need so much fuel when you come in, and then when you do come in, you have full control over how much fuel you put in. So it literally pops an X at the bottom for when you want to release, and it will fuel until you press that button. So it's very tactical, very clever.
So it's like fucking petrol simulator. Was it like a petrol pump simulator?
It kind of is. It kind of is, because the fuel goes up on the bar and you've got the number of laps that will get you along at the top. So, if it's a 14-lap race and you come in on lap 7 having saved more fuel than everyone else, then you need slightly less fuel to get to the end, meaning your pit stop's slightly shorter and your car's slightly lighter throughout. Exactly.
Winner. Tactics, buddy. I like it.
It's very good. This game's got everything except a simulator engine in the middle of it. And it's kind of more arcadey in that respect. And I think all of these mechanics would be better suited to a Project Cars 2, which does have the system of rankings, but is less stringent, and doesn't provide you with interesting penalty scenarios during a race. So, I'm going to be playing some more of this. I really want our lot who we play with to pick this up, because this would be a really good game night game. It's fantastic and really feature rich now as well. It's got a lot of cars and a lot of tracks, and it's real good fun. It's cool.
The only thing that I think about is the unlocking of cars is a bit of a fucker, isn't it, in that game? And you can't use them online unless you've unlocked them.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, you need to put some time in single player to get some credits, otherwise. But to be honest, there's daily challenges, and every challenge you do, you get a car. So you'd only need to do it for, maybe if you jumped in there 5 days, then you would unlock,
a nice
maybe
10
cars of all different classes, and that'd probably do you. So,
that's cool. That's nice.
It's decent. Good stuff. I've also tried out. I tried to play Warface. It's a stupid name for a game. Warface. It's a tactical shooter that I haven't been able to play because the servers aren't working. It launched today on the PlayStation Store. It's a free-to-play game. Incidentally, all of the free-to-play freemium coin packs were available on the store before the game even launched.
Pre-purchase, get special
300 coins.
Yeah, all that jazz. I'm sure there's probably like a PS Plus little bonus perk thing you can download, isn't there? Yeah.
Yep.
Just like a mall. Nice.
I've seen some videos of the game and it looks quite fun. It looks a kind of like a cross between Call of Duty and Siege. And that sounds great. That sounds right up our alley. But at this moment in time, it is not working. And I've also got real concerns about how pay to win that thing is based on the monetary system with the coins.
First game that came out on the PS4 that was a free-to-play game. The first person.
Blacklight.
There you go, Blacklight.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
I liked that.
I enjoyed
decent.
it.
Yeah.
I think it's dead now. Didn't that the thingies, the company, they went under, didn't they? I think.
Yeah, I think they did go under. I'm not sure it's even available.
Studios
anymore.
Or something like that, wasn't it?
It was Zombie. Well remembered. Yeah.
There you go. I'm full of knowledge.
He knows. That game was fun. Yeah, that was. We saw that at EGX, didn't we, back in the day when the consoles hadn't even launched yet?
No.
Back in 2012. But yeah. So there you go.
We also saw Drive Club there.
We did. It's a very different game when it launched.
Yeah.
Broken.
Maybe.
And then fixed a year later.
That was nice.
Good stuff. Also this week I played Honor and Duty, which is an open beta available on the PlayStation Store at the moment. It is a
weird.
It's a team shooter thing, but it's kind of cartoony, kind of cel shady. It looks mega budget. It's also got VR support. I haven't tried that yet.
It looks retarded in VR.
It's like a mega old Battlefield game. That's what it looks like. I found the shooting incredibly difficult, but that's probably because I'm shit at shooters.
Maybe.
And there were some real weird bugs where characters were kind of... Anyone who was running, their legs weren't moving. They were just kind of gliding. Like that those scary vampire fuckers from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
so
no, mate. Don't
it's
get
a bit
me started
different
on them.
I'm not sure about this. But I will try it in VR because I'm just interested to know how it all works. Presumably it just works same controls, but you're in VR. But be nice to see if that's helpful or a hindrance.
Nice.
And finally from me, buddy, FIFA 19. This is the FIFA 19 demo which hit the store this week.
And how is that?
Shit.
Winner.
We're in a situation where both football games aren't very good. FIFA is very gamey. It doesn't feel like football at all.
Yeah.
The physics are just really weird. It's kind of like that old Pro Action football game where the ball was kind of magnetized and it sort of stuck to the players who had magnetic rings around the base of them. That was
the tabletop one.
Yeah, like a real life game. Like that you played on your dining room table.
So you're comparing FIFA to that one, and so is PES like actual Subbuteo then?
PES is more like Subbuteo, yeah, it is, because the ball doesn't stick, you have to actually aim it. It's a decent analogy, actually.
Which one is foosball then?
Well, PES is more like football, but PES has massive problems. And I spoke in depth about the online issues with people charging you down. I'm not going to go into that again. It's exactly the same. Nothing's changed. I was
going to say the single player kind of brings it back there, doesn't it, with the Master System, Master League and stuff, though, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't. No, and I thought it did, and I was pleased. I was thinking, well, the changes they've made. I think I even said last time round. I think that they make the game better. I still think they make the game better, but the AI is broken on this game. We worked out how many games I've played earlier because I've been going after... It
was a hell of a lot.
It was, I think I've played 160 games of this since the last podcast, which is insane. I really need to take a good look at myself, to be honest. But the AI is broken on this game on all difficulty levels. The only goal that the computer tries to score is one where they run the ball up to the side of the box, like up to the byline, and then cross it in along the ground. They cross it in along the ground because headers don't work at all. You cross the ball in the air, you will never score a goal. The AI knows this. I've had situations where the computer has been through on bearing down on my goal, and before they get into the box, they suddenly turn hold the ball up and pass it wide so that they can pass it into the box. When they receive the ball in the box, they'll hit it first time because those shots are more powerful and more accurate than taking a touch, which makes no sense whatsoever. If they can't shoot straight away, they'll lay it off and that player will take a touch. It's broken. It's fucked. So you can't play it offline because it's shit, although I am. You can't play it online because you just get charged down. It's rubbish. It's stodgy, shitty football. So you can't play it online, although I am. FIFA is infinitely worse gameplay-wise, and not as good as it should be in terms of menus and graphics either.
Oh, really? Because that was always a big thing about FIFA. It was like, it looks better, and the UI is a lot better. I mean, the commentary is just shit in general across all football games. But no, that was always one thing that FIFA had.
The football's all right. The football's all right. It's very gamey. It's stuck to your foot. The presentation is exactly the same as it was. The last one I had was FIFA 15. It's the same. It's exactly the same. There's no difference as far as I can tell. They've nerfed the through balls, the over-the-top through balls. They have fixed that. That does make a big difference. But the menus are the same as 15. I can't see any new modes.
No, they only need one mode, buddy.
Yeah, Ultimate Team.
They've brought out that PES Lite again this year, haven't they?
They have, yeah. If you're going to play PES, you should play that. 100% you should play that. Because I wouldn't spend your money on it.
Can you play online multiplayer with that, do you know?
You can play My Club multiplayer as
yeah,
far
I was
going to
say. I mean, that's kind of interesting.
It is, yeah. I mean, there's some weird, stringent stuff there, and it seems to be a little harsher on coins and that sort of thing. Yeah. There are you get less bonuses and the weekly stuff
you don't
isn't
get
necessarily
all that shit.
there.
Yeah, I guess. So.
And I do think that it's right on the cusp, PES, this year on the My Club as to whether it's actually viable to a standard gamer. Like, if you only play that thing online 2 or 3 times a week, maybe if you play like 15 games a week, say.
Maybe.
I'm not convinced you will earn enough gypsy points, as we call them, to actually keep all your players in contract. I think they might have fucked that system, so that you have to pay, and that's where free to play falls over on this game that isn't a free to play game, of course.
Obviously, we bought that.
So yeah, both games are shit. If you have a mild passing interest in football and haven't played any football games for a couple of years, buy FIFA. It is much better than PES. But PES is a better football game on the pitch, except the AI is fucked. I think they'll fix it. I think it's so bad and there's so many people complaining on the forums. I think they will have to fix it. But then this is Konami, so who can really say, buddy? Who can really say?
Don't know, mate. It's fucked.
Not sure.
No.
In terms of things we've both played, Call of Duty Black Cow, which I really like, and it was an excellent version of a Battle Royale game, but I know that you had some concerns over the Battle Royale game as a concept in terms of the amount of action and stuff, buddy.
Yeah, Gibbons, buddy. I mean, I've spoken a fair chunk about Fortnite in the past when I had my strange evenings with playing with 16-year-olds. It was, I never did that again, thank God. But yeah, this is a very, very well polished version of a Battle Royale game. It's something that kind of shocked me for a Call of Duty game to actually produce something of this caliber.
That's what I was trying to say last week, isn't it? Like how it just works.
Yeah, like the frame rate's there. Like the thing that really looks like it and also does compared to like H1Z1 stand out above those games is just the user interface and like the quick mapping of the buttons and things like that, so like you can quite easily equip scopes and whatnot and whatever. Everything is accessible on a controller. That's pretty much what I'm saying, compared to, I mean, people have said about PUBG being an absolute shit show with the controls on on consoles because obviously it was built on a PC and made for PC gamers and things like that, and then they've like kind of ported it across and stuff like that. So
like that Arc thing, isn't it?
Totally, because like those menus are incredibly confusing. I mean, like stick a few hours into there, you're fine. You can get around it, you can navigate it. But I mean, you look at other inventory systems within games, then they shit all over Arc kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like you need games to be designed for consoles. And this is what this game has been done. It's been designed for a console, and it runs really well, and it's very good. It is a really good game, but it's just that battle royale game mode that I just don't feel like I enjoy it that much. There's too much time wasted, I would say, and you know, like my gaming time is limited. I have a job, I have kids, like I do this podcast, which is, you know, that's not time wasted, buddy, apart from those 2 hours earlier. That was time wasted. You know, and do I want to spend like 10-15 minutes of a round like lying down on top of a building waiting for this circle to come in so everyone else dies around me?
And the way I understand it as well is that this is one of the more snappy versions of a battle royale game. You get more combat in this one because it's a bit nippier. So if you're finding that on this one, then PUBG's going to be a complete no-go.
Yeah, exactly, because that's even slower based. I mean, I'm a fan of tactical shooters. Like, I really enjoy Ghost Recon, Wild War, whatever. What's it called? I don't care.
It's Wild Pants.
Yeah, but the game mode, Ghost War, that's the one, isn't it?
Ghost War, yeah.
And the tactics behind that, you know, it's a 4-player squad shooter, and, you know, you have to take your time on that and, you know, call your shots. But in this scenario, it's a case of, you know, you're sitting down or you're lying down, you're in a bush or whatever, and you know, people can come pretty much from any direction. I mean, you can limit that to by hugging the edge of the circle and stuff like that, but it still comes down to that. Am I getting enough satisfaction from sitting in a bush for 10 minutes? I mean, totally. But when you get down to that final circle and there's like 10 of you left, then yeah, it really does kick in, and like the intensity is there, but it's the whole stuff that leads up to that I don't know if I can get behind. I mean, it is a hell of a lot more fun as a squad. We forgot to mention that after the podcast last week, we fucking booted it up and we went in as a squad, me, you, Funk, and Random. And yeah, we fucking smashed it. We won it. It was awesome. And like, I was like,
the number of mistakes we made.
Exactly. We were fucking like, clown shoes.
I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if he was a newbie or a veteran, but like, so it was literally fucking Benny Hill. It was like a carry-on film in places. I mean, we're driving that truck around, and we parked it on top of a hill at a specific angle so that no one could get in the back. We spent like 5 minutes, everyone trying to get in the back of the truck. Yeah. And then I drove it down a hill under a bridge and just got it stuck. So the wheels were just hanging off under a bridge, and we had to run across. And I was like waving at the rando dude, being like, "Sorry, buddy, with fucking clown shoes." Yeah. And then we won the round.
We won it, and that's the thing that it gets to me. It's like it really doesn't fucking matter what you do in that first 10-15 minutes or whatever it is. You know,
got a lot to do with luck, hasn't it? With,
exactly.
Where people land.
And like there was times where like we landed in a place and there was like 4 dudes there, and like fucking I was dead within like 2 seconds. I'm like, okay. I mean, the beauty of that game mode is you can jump straight back in. It doesn't really matter. But then. Yeah, I don't know. Like that, I don't feel like that game mode is that satisfying. I mean, it is when you get to that point, because it's fucking awesome. But the amount of times that you don't get up to that point is just like, well, okay. And also, I think I only killed about 2 people in the God knows how many hours I put into it. I feel that comes down to like lack of skill and understanding the shooting mechanics in that game, I guess. But I also felt that people were like heavily armored Like when I was shooting dudes, it was just coming up with the body armor symbol constantly. I'm like, I'm not even shooting them in the fucking chest. I'm shooting them in the head. They haven't got a helmet on. That's a headshot.
Yeah, it's not cool, is it? The body armor problem, which was reported in the
previous beta as
multiplayer.
well, yeah, which me and Funk played a bit of, and we were like, well, yeah, like we enjoyed whatever it was that one with the money, but when we played fucking standard team deathmatch, I was like, whoa, no, I'm not ready for this yet. This needs practice. I
think what it comes down to is getting good enough that you can jump into an area where you know there's going to be a lot of gear. I think half the battle is getting to the point where you can win a firefight and you therefore comfortably jump into an area and pick up the right gear, because the number of times you get down to the smaller circles and you get bummed because you haven't got any decent armor or nades or whatever. Yeah. So it's kind of a risk reward thing, and I see where you're coming from totally, and I agree in general, and that's why I always thought I wouldn't like Battle Royale games. Remember, this is only my second foray into Battle Royale after Fortnite, which I don't really count. So yeah, I know it's got modes where it's got like a mode where the circle closes at double the speed. I think that could be an interesting one. But I think that the crux of it with this particular game is getting to the point where you can win in a firefight as a team of 4. And we just weren't there during the beta because we just don't play enough like tactical shooters to really do that.
Yeah, true.
I really like it. It's definitely got its problems, and I'm 100% with you on the sitting on a roof for 10 minutes wasting your fucking time. Like, it seems a bit pointless just for it to say at the end that you'd placed 4th rather than 12th.
Yeah,
and you've done nothing in the intervening period when all those teams have died.
There was a time you guys were in a 4 on game night, so I loaded into a single player game. I dropped down near, I think, some sort of factory. There was 2 houses. I looted the houses and just sat on the roof. And the circle was just getting smaller around me, so I was like, well, I'll just lie here, and if anyone comes up these stairs, I'll shoot them. No one did. Then the circle got smaller and smaller, and it just went to the side of the building. So obviously I got off the building, went and hid in the bush, waited there, went down to 3, I think it was. I saw a guy run in front of me, so his back was turned to me. I was like, fuck it, I need to shoot this dude, because he might shoot me later. This is a good time to do it when he's not fucking looking at me. So I start unloading into him. He turns around and shoots me once. Obviously, he had all the body armor on. I didn't. And I came 3rd. I was like, cool. I came 3rd, and I
was that fun?
Yeah. That's it. I came
done
3rd.
Like really well.
I mean, like wicked. I came in the top 3, but I did absolutely fucking nothing. I didn't kill anyone. I did nothing. And that's the point of these games that I don't know. I don't know if that's enjoyable. But then again, if I don't like playing like that, I shouldn't play like that. I should just go and fucking try and kill people.
I think that if we had the game and played it regularly, we'd find a happy medium between the two.
I think so, yeah.
We're doing our 2 different runs at the moment. We do one jump where we're really stealthy, and then another jump where we're like stupid and go somewhere really highly populated. I think if we'd pumped 30 hours into the game, we'd find a happy medium and,
I think you're right.
and maybe get more enjoyment out of it. But either way, if you're after a battle royale game on consoles, I've never said this before on the JfG podcast. I highly recommend you buy Call of Duty.
I know, right? Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's that. The only other one we dipped into this week was Mantis Burn Racing, because their servers are working. You're welcome, world.
Well done, sir.
So yeah, they're kind of working.
Yeah, we got a game in and then it kicked us out.
Yeah, so maybe they just haven't cranked the servers up quite high enough.
Yeah, maybe.
But, it's kind of working, and that's a really good game.
Yeah, it's really good.
When it works.
I love top-down races, buddy. They're fucking sweet. Class. And the drifting in that game is fucking awesome when you get it right. It's really good.
Gibbons. Yeah, it's very satisfying. All those camera options as well. Like, it's pretty feature-rich, just a bit of a shortage of cars and tracks, really, which is kind of crucial in a racing game. But there we are. So yeah, unless you've got anything else, and I absolutely fucking know you haven't. You know I don't. We should probably move on. And now it's time for the news.
Fucking news.
And my voice struggling somewhat.
A little bit right now. My eyes are quite closed most of the time right now.
That's okay, buddy.
It's fine.
That's
It's
okay.
10 to 12. It's all good.
We're doing well. We're doing well.
We'll get
Number
there.
one.
Number Wang again.
Number Wang. We have some news from Nintendo. It's Nintendo o'clock because, of course, it was Nintendo Direct last week.
It got delayed.
They never
of the,
announced that.
The seismic action.
Ah, yes, the earthquake.
Earthquake, that's the one.
So you couldn't remember the word earthquake, but you did remember seismic, which is an interesting insight into how your mind works.
Special.
This Nintendo never announced their directs early enough for me to feature them on the podcast because they have no interest in proper marketing practices.
Who would have thought that? Nintendo.
That's fine. They've also got no interest in the 21st century or providing a legitimate service, but we'll get to that. Firstly, the good, buddy. Loads of games were announced for Switch. A lot of them are coming out almost instantly because, as I said, Nintendo doesn't care for an advertising campaign of any kind.
They don't need to.
Apparently, they don't need to.
Someone said that.
I didn't say this last podcast, and by that I mean the previous recording of this podcast, buddy.
Okay.
I don't like Nintendo. And
okay. Wow.
I don't like the Switch.
He doesn't like Nintendo or the Switch.
Fuck off! It's underpowered and shit.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like how entitled they are. JJ's gonna love this. I don't like the fact that it can't fucking run anything, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's amazing! It can run a fucking current game." I hate that.
It can't run a current game though.
Well, no, but they're like, oh, they've managed to get Doom running on it. What an achievement. Fucking just make something good then.
Yeah.
And then it won't be like, it shouldn't be like, oh, wow. It's like, oh, fucking, I've managed to get Tetris running on this calculator. Fuck off. Just release something that's got some power to it.
I can write boobies on a calculator.
Exactly. Beautiful. I'm definitely on the whiskey. Let's move on. Nintendo o'clock, the good stuff. New Super Mario Bros. U, and which is ironically not remotely new.
I was going to say that's the Wii U game, isn't it?
That is the Wii U game. And Animal Crossing have both been confirmed for Switch, among many others. The Mario one's out in January, Crossing's out in 2019, but no firm date yet. Nintendo's also launching official NES controllers for the Switch, which is great, isn't it?
Yeah, I told you about this earlier, that I don't believe that they work with Switch games.
Which is something. And you did also point out that they haven't got enough buttons to work with.
Yeah, that was my rationality. I mean, I think I read it somewhere. I still haven't checked it since then.
No, I think you're right, because how would it work?
A NES controller has,
it can't work.
It has 4 buttons: start, select, A, B, and then little fucking D-pad, isn't
Your
it?
D-pad, yeah. So if you want the authentic experience, obviously their new live service is going to be coming with a horde of old NES games.
If you want a cool controller for your Switch, I recommend the 8-bit Dough, whatever
That's
the
the one.
SNES one is that I've got. It's fucking awesome. It's got all the buttons as well. You can play any Switch game on that. And it's got analog controllers.
Yeah, it's got analog sticks. It's got everything you want. It's wireless. It's special.
It's fucking Bluetooth. You can hook it up to your fucking PC or Mac or your tablet. Probably your Nvidia Shield if you got one of them.
Absolutely.
I know
Why
someone
not?
that's got one of them.
Do you?
I do.
Shit.
There you go. Small world.
There you are. Good lord. So yeah, those are coming out. Also coming out, Warframe. Can't believe it's going to work on the Switch. What an achievement. It's coming out on the 20th of November.
Be an achievement.
No, it shouldn't be an achievement. They should just release hardware that's powerful enough to run current gen games.
Maybe. No,
especially if they're going to charge like 300 quid for it anyway.
I think they should just release like loads of Wii U games on it and also NES games.
So what they're doing then?
Yeah.
They're on point with Ash. He's happy with that. Warframe, 20th of November. Also, South Park Stick of Truth is confirmed and is coming out this week, which will feature in a section with a similar name later in this very show.
Nice.
The bad stuff, buddy. online subscription service is now live, so you have to pay for online services that have been free since the launch of the console, with no additional benefits to doing so. They haven't added new stuff. You'd think they'd maybe take the edge off by providing a horde of new features.
Especially because they delayed it by like 9 months or something.
Yeah, because they couldn't get it working because their hardware is dog shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you now have to pay for that, although you don't have to with Fortnite, because it's a free-to-play game.
It's a free-to-play game that it's
Epic
free,
have done a deal. So that's fine. Also, cloud saves, which is something that's featured on all of the consoles. PS4 has your cloud saves as well. Very handy if you're playing on a different system. You log in, you can download your saves, syncing all that shit up. Microsoft provides that service. They are no strangers to Cloud Buddy.
It's been around for a while.
Yeah, but also they're going to double the power of all of their video games, especially Crackdown, with the power of the Cloud Buddy.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, the only cloud that I think Nintendo really know about is that Lakitu guy from Super Mario.
Yeah, and Fox McCloud.
Fox McCloud, yeah. Star Fox or Star Wing?
Pilot Wings, whatever.
Pilot Wings.
Depends on your region. The cloud save system is something you only have access to if you pay for the online service, and the saves only work on some games. Nintendo claims this is to prevent users from cheating in online games, for example, using up a special item and then reverting to a save to use it again. That's clearly complete bollocks. Most of the games that we're talking about here have cloud saving on both of the other consoles, so that's just complete fucking nonsense. It obviously just doesn't work on some games, and they haven't got it working. So yeah, I don't really know what to make of that.
It's
also,
fucking brilliant stuff, isn't it?
it's so dumb. And then the other thing, cloud saves are deleted instantly if your subscription expires. So if you forget when you need to pay for another subscription or whatever, if you don't keep your subscription active, the moment it ends, even for 2 minutes, all of your data is gone.
I'm alright for 1 minute, you're saying there.
No minutes.
0 minutes. Shit.
0 minutes. It's just gone. Also, the console needs to check in weekly to verify the licenses and everything. That otherwise, everything stops working. So yeah, it's all of this shit is like worse than the 360 when it came out.
Yeah, it is.
We shouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't know who's playing online on Switch, because why would you buy a Switch if you wanted to play online games? Nintendo are fucking shysters who have no concept of modern technology. And no interest in it either, safe in the knowledge that everyone will just fucking open their wallets anyway.
I did.
I was far less aggressive towards Nintendo the first podcast.
You were,
round,
buddy.
right?
I'm on board. I like it.
They piss me off. They're entitled.
Cunts. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, like
they fuck me off.
I love the fucking Nintendo fanboys though. They're the best. They're such oh my god, just no. I understand it. Nintendo, yeah, great. I grew up with Nintendo. I loved it. I wasn't a Sega boy. I was a Nintendo boy. N64 was the fucking shit, son. Then after that was just wank. I mean, the Wii was funny. Yeah, I bought one because I could hack it. I mean, literally that was the only reason I bought one. And then I got the Switch because it was in a sale that I was like, yeah, that's a reasonable price, and it was at Christmas time, so I was like, I got some extra dollar bills floating about, spunking it out, and then I was like, looked at the hacking scene, I'm like, right, I'm not updating this Switch because this shit is getting hacked in the next 6 months. I'm like, this is where I like Nintendo.
Yeah, and also because they can't fucking keep up with the modern world.
No,
nor can they properly protect their hardware. And
all of their systems have been absolutely fucking smashed wide open.
They're crazy. It's crazy that they exist.
I mean, like the Xbox One and PS4 have done very well keeping on top of being hacked. I must say, like the PS4 is quite widely hacked now. I must say, it all depends on what firmware you're on. Even the PS3, that took a fucking long time to get hacked, but I got it done. Obviously.
Yeah, I think even, I mean, provided they keep upgrading the firmware, then I don't think you can really even be that annoyed if they get, if 5 firmwares ago get hacked somehow, then it's almost fair enough, really. And you can't jump online with that and do what you want to anyway. So
why would you want to go online though?
Well, fair point. Fair point. Yeah. So anyway, that's Nintendo. There you go. I don't like them.
Wow.
Their console's doing very well. It's a great console to play. It's fun. It's nice.
It's fun. Yeah, it's nice. It's good for the kids, buddy. That's what it is. It's great
it winds
for
me
the
up.
kids.
And it's too expensive.
It is too expensive, and it winds me up. Yeah.
I don't know if the turning point for me maybe was when they started selling cardboard for £100. I think that might have been it.
It's a bold move.
Anyway, we'll move on. Let's move on. Life is Strange 2 info. This is a game that I played through. I don't know anyone else who did. I don't know if there's any interest in this whatsoever. I don't think the game was for me either, buddy.
Can you please make the joke about teenagers and paedophiles again?
I certainly can, buddy. I think the only people who liked Life is Strange were teenagers, me, and paedophiles.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it. The script wasn't great. The acting was okay. But I liked the concept of the game, the way that you could rewind time, the way that you could grab shit and then rewind.
Yeah.
I loved the idea that I spent like 20 minutes in a cafe, in like a diner, putting all of these different things in motion that would escalate and allow me to steal some keys out of someone's pocket, and then I could rewind all the way back so that none of it happened, but I still had the keys in my pocket. I really liked that.
That's very cool.
It's just great, and no one was any the wiser. And yeah,
it's like it's like Bill and Ted when he leaves himself a message saying, "Oh, remind to put Dad's keys behind the bush or whatever when they're in the police station," and then he just goes behind there and picks them up. I'm like, fucking Bill and Ted.
Yeah,
awesome.
Exactly. It's satisfying gameplay, and also appeals to your sort of OCDness if you like a sort of, the idea that you can just do it completely clean, having learned everything you needed to in previous like run throughs. It's satisfying. So Life is Strange 2 is going to have different mechanics, like telekinetic abilities, none of the original characters. The story seems to be centering around an accidental shooting of a loved one, which draws out like telekinetic powers in the sun. And then chaos kind of ensues, many people die, and him and his 9-year-old brother then go on the run. So I think you play the 16-year-old, it's going to be like a road trip movie kind of thing. They need to get to Mexico to escape the law. It's a bit of Thelma and Louise about it, but it's got this sort of mind control, being able to like throw objects kind of thing. It looks really cool. The engine, there's no like telltale fucking bullshit going on here from Square. This engine looks great. Like, it's a massive step up. Kind of, I think I'd liken it to like a 360 game up to a PS4 game. It's like that big of a leap engine wise. Life is Strange 1. The engine, it was quite pretty in its art style, but it wasn't that sort of great in terms of fidelity. So, yeah, I'm excited about this game. I don't know why. I guess because I enjoyed the first one, even though it wasn't for me, buddy. I kind of want it.
Well, we'll get it then, buddy. Fuck it.
Good shout, buddy. Let's do that.
Why not?
Couple more bits from me. Disappointing start for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It only made second in the charts behind Spider-Man. The only thing probably worth saying here is that Spider-Man sold ridiculously well, so perhaps it's a bit of a false dawn that Tomb Raider's done badly. And the stat that people are banding about this week is that in its 2 weeks since launch, Spider-Man has matched the lifetime sales of God of War, which in itself was considered a huge success.
Yeah, as an exclusive. Well, a huge success for a game,
both
but
of them,
also
both of them PlayStation exclusives. God of War's been out since April.
Yeah.
Spider-Man has overtaken it in sales.
That's crazy.
In
numbers.
2 weeks. It's nuts.
I'm putting it down
nuts.
not just solely on the fact that it's Spider-Man, but Spider-Man sells.
I think so. The lack of a certificate, the fact that it's a superhero, and the fact that loads of people have been kind of anticipating it for ages. It was featured in the E3
Yeah,
show.
totally. It's
Still mega impressive.
It's definitely a game we're going to pick up when it gets in the sale.
Totally, absolutely.
I know that my kids would fucking love this. Like, Milo would go absolutely bananas over this. I think he'd fucking get well stuck in. He's still playing Destiny 2, by the way, which is nice.
Nice. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, no, you're right. Spider-Man, like the movement, the swinging, they've seemed to have really nailed it. It looks very satisfying. So we will get it at some point. Brutal Legend is now backwards compatible on Xbox One. I just wanted to mention that, buddy, because you know I like to. And finally, in the news section this week, buddy, Mario Kart was briefly trending worldwide this week after porn star Stormy Daniels, lover of Donald Trump, of course,
the Trump,
revealed in her book that President Trump's penis looks like a toadstool. Okay, sure. This is a gaming podcast. This is sort of tenuously featuring Mario Kart, buddies. That's why it's in there. This is an excerpt from her new book, Full Disclosure. Stormy Daniels there. This is the quote. I lay there annoyed that I was getting fucked by a guy with Yeti pubes and a dick like the mushroom character in Mario Kart.
It's still funny the second time round.
Oh my god, this guy's the president. Jesus Christ.
I just like to think that he's got like spots and weird, I don't know, maybe like
he's painted red with
white with red dots, yeah. Probably got like some eyes on there,
Good lord. Yeah. Well,
I want to know what Yeti pubes are they?
She's certainly a poet, but
I mean, she can paint a picture with words.
She absolutely can, and I'll never forget it.
No.
So yeah, there you are, buddy. That's my news. I think it's pretty time to hand over to you for my favourite section, still, and that would be
for now.
Ash's news favourite things of the week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's news favorite thing of the week.
Cheers, buddy. Fuck all this week. I'm just going to get to it. PS1 Mini's coming out. There you go. That PlayStation 1 that came out 96. I don't know. 95 maybe. Who knows? Stats. Yeah, they've made a really small version of that. It's coming out this year. Christmas time, obviously. Get it in for Christmas, because that's when people buy shite. It's going to be about £90. I've seen it. Cheapest I've seen is £88.53. I think that was at base.com or something like that. It's launching 3rd of December. It's going to have 20 preloaded games. Full list is yet to be confirmed. Apart from a couple, which is Final Fantasy VII, Ridge Racer, Titanfall, and Tekken 3. I'm hoping for Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, which I took the day off school for that, and my dad was like, yeah, that's fine. I remember that.
What ledge?
Yeah, I was like, I literally was like, I'm not going to school today because I'm going into town to buy this game. He's like, fair dues. I just went into town and fucking bought it and went home and completed that shit in a day. Good time.
That's brilliant. I love that.
It was a great day. He just didn't give a shit. He was like, I understand. Whatever reason, he was like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Anyway.
Good. Yeah, I would love it if Tony Hawk's was on there. I suppose Metal Gear would be another one you'd expect, perhaps.
Fuck Metal Gear.
Die Hard Trilogy.
Tomb Raider, that was one that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
I can't remember.
I think they're going to run into more licensing issues. It's easier for Nintendo, like a lot of first-party stuff.
They've got all their shit, haven't they? But I, off the top of my head, I can't think of any Sony fucking exclusives from back then.
I mean, Crash and Spyro and that, they were on there, but...
what did I say? It was fucking Wipeout. Was it?
Wipeout. Yeah, I mean, these games have all had remasters. Are they going to put them on the console? I don't know.
Crash and stuff in it.
I mean, if you look back at that original, the very first original PlayStation demo disc, then it had Ridge Racer. There was Tekken on there.
Oh yeah, Tekken.
It also had Formula One, the original Formula One game.
Yeah.
Pandemonium, which was like a platformer with a jester. That was weird.
Now, obviously people got nostalgia for this console, but the whole thing about the NES and the SNES, like 8-bit, 16-bit, they still look good today.
It's retro. It's a style, isn't it?
Exactly. Whereas early 3D games, and we've said this countless times, look absolute ball bags now.
They look shit
and play bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many. Obviously, a lot of people are going to buy this, but I don't know how many people are going to actually enjoy this. With the fact that games have come on so far from where they are.
It's the fact they won't meddle with them either. I mean,
no, they won't.
Some of these 3D games ran at fucking 22 frames per second. Like if they were all running at 60, that'd be quite interesting. Like I'd be kind of interested in taking a little look.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I mean, as you say, like early 3D games, certainly like platformers and shooters and stuff.
Yeah, tough.
They've aged miserably, and as we said, like 16-bit, 8-bit, that's considered retro. It works in today's environment.
Yeah,
Look at Sonic Mania as a perfect example.
Definitely.
Whereas I just don't see that with this. And of course, Xbox. Quickly on the case, Microsoft, weren't they, buddy, this week?
Oh yeah, they got a cheeky tweet out, didn't they? Saying, "Oh yeah, we've on Xbox you can play 500 plus Xbox original, Xbox 360 games, all on your Xbox One or Xbox One X, and some of these have had like upgrades, visual upgrades and stuff like that. So yeah, they did well. They're sticking the boot in. I like it.
Yeah, if you want to play Fusion Frenzy in 4K, then you can fucking do that. You can
fucking do it."
Givens. Yeah, fair play.
So there you go, buddy. That's my news again this week.
Well, thank you very much, buddy. That was your news, and before that, of course, was my news, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now, and finally, it's time for Out This Week.
Let's take a look at some games coming out this week. Probably filled with microtransactions, loot crates, pay-to-win mechanics. Because fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Buy our shit.
And that's out this week. Reel them off, buddy. Let's go.
We got some games out this week. Oh My Godheads Party Edition arrives on Switch. I did say lots of Switch games were announced that are coming out.
They are in the stage of releasing 20 games a week or something they said. I can't remember.
They are.
Looking ball bags.
Good stuff, and they'll get great credit for that, despite the fact that
definitely
up until this point there haven't been enough games there. And
it's slowly turning into the Steam store now, I believe.
Yeah. Previously they were negligent and didn't have enough software support, and now they're going to absolutely flood the fuck out of it with shite.
Yes, I love it.
That's not saying any of these games are shite, buddies. Nor am I saying they're good. We've also got South Park: The Stick of Truth coming to Switch this week, 25th September. Hollow Knight Voidheart Edition comes to PS4. It's been out on other platforms. It's a super cool 2D side-scroller. People fucking love this game. Like 9s and 10s across the board. But it's definitely got a sort of roguelike kind of thing to it that kind of puts me off personally, because I'm not a big fan of those sorts of games. But we'll see. We'll see on the old price on that. Parkosaurus arrives on Steam Early Access on PC. This is a cartoony kind of Jurassic Park roller coaster tycoon looking thing. It's got all of the looks of sort of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 with the sort of isometric blockiness, build your park kind of thing, except it's a dinosaur island a la Jurassic Park. So that's coming out.
I like it.
This is The Police 2, arrives on PS4, Xbox One and Switch. This is a sequel to the original game, This is The Police. RPG, management, sim, thing. The first game was also impossible to describe, but it reviewed brilliantly. I never played it, but it looked very interesting, and this one does too. Think of the Children is our first of 2 games this week that seem to be trying to jump in on the Overcooked bandwagon to some degree. Think of the children. PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. It's a bit like Overcooked with the sort of multiplayer elements, except it's not cooking, it's kids. You have to look after the children.
Cooking kids. We're
cooking
kids.
You've got to make sure they don't leave the creche. There's no cooking of children involved.
Kids in there. Okay, cool.
Put the bread in the oven.
Nice.
Deep Sky Derelict on PC. Sci-fi dungeon keeper RPG with turn-based combat. We have Life is Strange 2 on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. It's a game that I want. Insomnia the Ark arrives on PC. That's a pretty cool-looking third-person stroke isometric RPG dystopian sci-fi thingy majig. That looks quite cool. It's from like a sort of Eastern European dev.
Upcoming.
They hired they hired this voiceover guy who's kind of famous on YouTube to read their like 20-minute behind the scenes video, which I quite liked. Some dude that I stumbled across because I used to record lots of vocals and stuff, and you can now buy this giant, not giant, but sort of it's like a box. It looks like a cool bag.
Yeah.
And it's got like the eggshell sort of, the like foam stuff inside. It's basically supposed to be like an isolation chamber for vocals if you haven't got like a specific room for it.
Do you just put your head in it?
You put your head in it and zip it up.
Oh my god, it's like a gimp
You and the microphone in there.
Mouse.
It's got a little shelf for lyrics or a phone.
Nice.
And it's supposed to be like completely noise cancelling.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to get one to do the podcasting.
yeah, totally. It's really impressive, actually. I've seen some videos of people, like some dude who's like a metal singer.
Yeah.
He's like screaming like in his room.
Yeah.
And he also like went next door to his neighbour and put a mic in, like a room mic in there.
Yeah.
To record like how it was for that guy, bless him. And then he did it in the box and compared the two, and it was literally like 10-12 decibels difference. It's
That's
like
crazy.
massive. Yeah. Just this little box, but yeah.
That you put on your head.
Yeah, it's got like a stand that you put around the microphone and then just go inside and zip it up behind you. Looks well done, but special.
I feel like
Also
someone's going to
this
die in that.
Help! Also out this week we have Armello, the Switch version. It's a good game that we stopped playing for some reason.
That's little tabletop.
The lion. When will the lion die? Who will be king?
Who will be king?
Exorder, all one word, Exorder, coming out on Switch. Turn-based strategy game. Good to have turn-based strategy games. Still looking out for that 8-bit red alert thingy.
That'd be nice.
I was hoping there'd be a demo for that, but no dice. Whispering Willows arrives on the Switch. Every time I see the word whispering, since I saw the movie Role Models, I think of vaginas.
Yes, so do I.
Can't help it.
You're whispering.
Great film. Sean William Scott is absolute best. That's a side-scrolling spooky RPG. Came out on the other systems a little while ago. Wonder Song, PC and Switch, side-scrolling musical adventure, buddy. Featuring platforming and music. It's a musical platformer.
Sounds good.
Yep. Jagged Alliance Rage arrives on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. It's another XCOM clone. Catastronauts.
You nailed it again. Well played.
Oh, yeah. Third time I've said that word and got it right. That's new to PC, PS4 and Xbox One this week. It is it's like FTL crossed with Overcooked, buddies. So FTL is it's like a real-time strategy game where you manage a spaceship.
Yeah, that's the one. And resources.
Yeah, so, you've got all the different parts of the ship. You put different people in there. You run the systems. If there's a firefight, you've got to get the fires put out and so on and so forth. So this is like a more cartoony, real-time version of that. That's more of a sort of almost like an ASCII graphical interface kind of thing, whereas this is proper sort of top-down 3D game. And of the Overcooked clones that are coming out this week, buddies, I think this one probably looks the better of the two.
It sounds better.
It does. Stealth launch of a new racing game, buddy, Dakar 18. It's the sort of game that you presume comes from either Milestone or Big Ben Interactive, but apparently it doesn't. It comes from a company called Big Moon, who I've never fucking heard of, except they have released Police 2018, which is like a simulator game, like Farming Sim, but with the cops.
I haven't played that yet.
This game is bound to suck balls.
Yeah.
But it looks quite fun. I mean, the Dakar Rally, the thing about it is it's almost sort of open world. So there's going to be lots of bits of that game where you're braving it down Saharan dunes. And
I was going to say, is there going to be bits where you just absolutely get fucking stuck and you're like, well, that's the race over?
I guess so. Like, if you go off-piste and fuck it up, then yeah.
Risk and reward, buddy.
I watched some gameplay. It didn't look too bad, but...
you know it will be.
It's probably shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of the final game this week, buddy, FIFA 19 arrives on PC, PS4 and Xbox One, and some horrible, heinous version on Switch. Amazing they've managed to get it working on that console.
It's such a feat.
What a testament to both EA and Nintendo. And that's FIFA, and we've spoken enough about that. And that is out this week, buddy. And that is the end of the show. Again.
We did it. Again.
So I think that'll about do us for episode 181 of the podcast. It's 12 on a weeknight. How do you feel?
I'm very tired. I'm fucking... Audacity is looking okay. It's saying the same numbers at the top and the bottom, unlike previous recording. So yeah, I'm ready for bed and I'm exhausted, and fucking if anyone says we're not committed, they can fuck off.
Just fuck off, don't listen anymore.
Yeah, I don't want your shit.
No. Or send us a message explaining it to us.
Yeah, let me know how much of a cunt you are.
Yeah, we can read it out in a stupid voice. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. Hopefully it wasn't hugely detrimental, the fact that we'd recorded it before. I think after the first 10 minutes or so, we kind of got into the groove. We were able to maintain the facade.
We got back on track, buddy. We did it.
There were some new nuggets in there. I think the second
tidbits,
second one was possibly even more amusing than the first. Buddy.
Well, they'll never know, buddy.
No one will ever know.
No, we know.
Unless I randomly published just my side
just
of
put
the
your
original
side up.
recording.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Obviously, we're not going to play anything now because it's 12. We're going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
But thanks so much for listening, everyone, especially if you've made it this far. I'm delighted that I've still got a voice. It's time for us to fuck off. We'll be back next week, though. So until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Fucking goodbye. You've been listening to the JfG podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Street Beat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JfG podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JfG podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JfG podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join, just search the JfG podcast on there, and we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.